Writing to single fraction. So whenever we are writing to single fraction, it is similar to how we add or subtract. For instance, if I have 1/2 plus 1/3, basically here you find the LCM, and our LCM is 6. 6 divided by 2, we get 3. So 3 times 1, so 1 times 3, plus 3 divided by 6, we get 2. So it will be 1 times 2. So this is how we solve a fraction, and we get 3 plus 2/6. That will become 5/6. So we need to look at the LCM. But when you look at this question, basically, what happened is that if you look closer, you will realize 2 multiplied to 3, we got 6, right? And then 3 went to multiply 1, we got here 1 times 3. And also 2 went to multiply 1, we got 2 times 1. So this makes it a simpler approach to write as a single fraction. So basing on that approach, this means D will always multiply A, and I get A times D. B will always multiply C, and I get plus C times B. And over B will multiply with D. And finally, we shall get AD plus CB over BD as a single fraction. This is the single fraction here. So basing on this approach, we will always be able to write fractions as a single fractions. Let's look at the second example here. So basically, we can go as quick as possible by x times 2, that will give us 2x, minus x times 3, that will give us 3x, over x times x, that gives us x squared, right? Now we can simplify further. 2x minus 3x, we get minus x over x squared. So up we have x, down we have x, so we can simplify. This is the same as saying minus 1x over x times x. So x and x will simplify, and the final answer will be minus 1 over x. So we have written this as a single fraction. Let's look at the third example. Again, we shall do the same. 4 will go to multiply x plus 1. Remember, x plus 1 is one item, so we keep it in bracket. Plus 3 will go to multiply 2x, over 3 will multiply 4. Remember, always down will multiply with down. So next part, we simplify by opening bracket first. So we get 4x plus 4 plus 6x. Over down, it will be 12. So when you collect like terms up, we will get 10x plus 4 over 12. So to make it better, we can further simplify, because if we look at the question, up we have a common value that is 2, and down is 12. So these two can simplify with 12, and we get 6. And finally, we can write our final answer as x plus 2 over 6. Okay, another example here. we could have a different denominator now. We can have double components at the denominator. So in this situation, we will simply do the same. This will come to multiply them, and we get 3x minus 5 minus the second will multiply the second part, and we have x plus 2 over denominator times denominator. And that's the same as writing bracket and bracket, because when two brackets are the same, we get multiplication. But remember, the direction of the arrow matters a lot, because if you start with this times this and you write it first like this, then you keep the minus sign. Then the second part, you write it like that, you will not be correct. Why? Because you have changed the minus, right? Officially, this minus is for 1. But when you write this first and then this second, you make this 1 to be positive, and hence this won't be correct. This is not correct. So take note of that. Take note of that. Always, the top numbers, will never change position. If the 3 is the first one, even in your working, it will remain the first one. If 1 is the second one, even in your working, it will remain the second one. If you interchange them, you will not be correct. Okay, then we proceed by opening the brackets. We get 3x minus 15 minus 1x and minus 2. Down brackets, we can open them, but we are allowed sometimes to leave the brackets of down. Why? Because we have already written as a single fraction. So we just simplify up. Okay, we collect like terms, and we just move with the denominators without opening them, and we write the final answer by simplifying up again, and that would be 2x minus 17, and then down we have the 2 brackets. However, you're not limited. You are allowed to open the 2 brackets, right? And when you open the 2 brackets, you would get your answer in the format of 2x minus 17 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. So it's fine as well. Last but not least, sometimes you can be given more than 2 fractions. For instance, you can be given, let's say, x plus 1 over 2 plus x over 3 minus a half. Yes, we have 3. As before, deal with the first 2. The answer you get, you work with the third one, and you would get something like 3 times x plus 1 plus 2x over 2 times 3, that is 6. Remember, half is weighting. So simplify this bracket, we get 3x plus 3 plus 2x over 6. Half is still weighting. And finally here we have 5x plus 3 over 6 and a half. So now, when you have already simplified the first pair, then you can also now do again for the third bracket. And while doing that, we would get now 2 times 5x plus 3 minus 6 times 1 over 6 times 2. And we simplify to get 10x plus 2 times 3, 6, minus 6 here. Then over 2 times 6 will be 12. Hence, the 6 will die because positive and minus, and we get 10x over 12. And finally, we simplify. By 2 is 5, by 2 is 6, and our final answer would be 5x over 6. So even if we have more than 2 fractions, we can still deal with them by Starting with the first two, the answer you get, you finally do with the last bracket. So this is how we write to a single fraction. Thank you for watching my video. You can like my video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. My name is Mr. Ishengoma.